Hey, I'm Lauren Teresa, and welcome to my channel. So I wanted to welcome you into my home. I wanted to show you a few of the things that help me feel calm and grounded. And though my channel tends to be about frugality and minimalism, I'm really that way because I was the opposite for a long time. You could even call me a shopaholic, a dopamine addicted shopper. And I always felt overwhelmed by the amount of things in my home and the amount of time I spent cleaning said things, and really wanted to learn to live in a way that got me out of my house versus inside of it, taking care of the things. And I never really could take care of them with satisfaction. I didn't grow up in an extremely clean home, and so sometimes I think that maybe led to me becoming a minimalist. I think I just wanted to be free in as many ways as possible, and things were really just not adding to happiness anymore. I found the things wanting. So I do still buy quite a bit. I love to cook and I love crafts. So I don't always have a great budget there, but usually I'm pretty frugal with even those things. And when I can find them thrifted, I buy them thrifted. So anyway, I want to be a positive place here on the internet, and I wanted to be one of those channels that you can come to for comfort when you need it. I have been a bit of an introvert my whole life, and I've found solace in some creators on YouTube. So here we are together. Enjoy this channel and the music, and I will be talking to you shortly. I wanted to make this video today because, hey, again, first, I'm Lauren. I'm a frugal minimalist, and I'm semi-retired early. I own a piece of real estate in Florida that provides income for me, as well as is building my retirement account while I currently make money to pay for bills here in Hawaii. I want to be a positive place on YouTube. And I recognize that being positive on YouTube doesn't always get the clicks. And I'm starting over the last few days, I've realized I myself have been clicking on a lot of doom and gloom pieces of media, and I don't want to do that. I do not think that I became a minimalist or wanted to retire early to worry and be in fear. I literally wanted to retire early to not be afraid anymore. I wanted it for security reasons because security feels really good to me. And I wanted to be present for my children. I wanted to be able to wake up whenever I wanted to wake up. I still set my alarm a lot of days. I've been doing it lately because I was inspired by A to Zen Life to get 10,000 steps a day, and I'm working towards that. I have been wanting to lose 5 to 10 pounds, probably 8, somewhere in the middle. And I'm not overweight. It's more just like fat. I exercise. I'm very active. I'm almost 43. And I just want to look the way I want to look. So anyway, she inspired me to get active, and so I've been getting up early to go do that. Especially the weeks I don't have the kids, it's nice to get started early. The weeks I do have the children, I will do it once I drop them off at school, which is after 8. So it gets a little hot in Hawaii too, so the earlier the better. I digress. My top 3 favorite channels on YouTube are extremely positive. Number 1, Abraham Hicks. If you know, you know. If you don't, it's okay. If you don't like her, that's fine. You can move away from this channel, or you can go check her out. I had heard about Abraham Hicks. I took a mystery school class a few years back in Florida with a really cool lady who lived down the street, and she had all kinds of crystals in her house, and she did energy healing on me a few times and invited me to mystery school, and I said yes. And so one of them was channeling, and we went over the books of Seth, and then also introduced to Abraham Hicks. We listened to just one of her videos, and then that was our homework, and we came back and discussed it. And at the time, I just thought it was really cool, but I didn't really, it was kind of weird. The way she spoke was so strange. And I see now she speaks with such clarity that, I don't know, it's hard to deny. And whether or not it's real does not matter to me. I've been sober a long time, and I remember doing step 2 long ago when I first started my 12-step journey, and just thinking, I don't know about this whole higher power thing, but it makes me happier. I'm just a happier, nicer, better person when I choose to believe and choose to go in this direction. So it's been a fun adventure. And so Mystery School was a part of that. Abraham was a part of that. I've gone to several of her seminars in person. I went to Long Beach and Santa Fe, had a blast. Santa Fe was really my favorite because I am a sucker for some hot springs, and I went to Ojo Santa Fe after. Highly recommend. There's one coming up in Denver I'm thinking about going to, but anyhow, I say all that to say she's my number 1. I listen to her every morning when I wake up. I tend to be the type of person who wakes up on the wrong side of the bed. Might have a slight addiction to suffering at times. I inherited it. I learned from the best, and I'm trying to unlearn some of those patterns. And there's some things coming up for me around friendship and people that I'm attracting into my life, and I'm trying to look at the patterns there to just stay happy, joyous, and free, and go live my best life so I can rendezvous with the most beautiful people in the world. And that's another reason I'm making this channel. My people are out there. A few of you have commented on my videos, and I'm so grateful and excited to meet you and see you. Thank you so much. If you're new here, please like and subscribe. If you like a positive, frugal mindset channel, I'm here for you. And also, it just helps me out. I have 211 subscribers. That's only 800, a little less to go to monetize, and we can start bringing in the bacon, so to speak, on YouTube. I don't know if I'll ever do ads or get sponsored videos. I'm open to it if it's a company I would support, but I'm really a big fan of no ads. And in fact, the top 3 channels that I'm going to mention, don't use them. And there's probably something there. So number 1 is Abraham Hicks. Number 2 is the Cottage Fairy, and I know she doesn't really make videos anymore, but that is my comfort place when I just want a normal, and I aspire to be like her. I am not as sweet. I am not as soft-spoken. I drink way too much caffeine for any of those things to occur. our lives are different, but I still love and appreciate her spirit and what she gives and what she has given in her artistic ways. And I just think she's one of the most beautiful human beings on the planet. And her art and her filmmaking is chef's kiss. It's beautiful. And number 3, Mr. Timothy Ward. If you have not listened to him, I think in semi-retiring early, not going into a 9-to-5 and being able to support myself and my family and live in Hawaii, there's been so much guilt associated with that in a way. And I did come from a family who gave me $40,000 to start my business, and it was successful. And I understand that a lot of people just didn't have that opportunity. Now, I could have borrowed the money from a bank and paid them back, but I didn't have to do that. I did pay my mom back interest when I did start my business. That allowed me to retire early, but I mean, blood, sweat, and tears. And I paid for my own college, which was over $100,000. My parents didn't have that kind of money. And in fact, when my mom did give me the money, it was right after my grandmother had passed, and my grandmother had given her that money. So we just thought, you know what, let's do it. So, and now I just sent my mom a car for free. It's a sweet Toyota Corolla. And not for nothing, I think like the abundance just doubles and doubles and doubles. However, if you get a chance to watch Timothy Ward, I really hope you do. He's been around for a really long time. And he is one of the most like tapped in people that I see on YouTube. He walks and talks, and I can see like whatever his higher power inner being is just speaks through him. And he just, love that guy. I feel like he's another one I could just listen to all day long. Sometimes I listen to him, sometimes I listen to Abraham, sometimes I listen to Cottage Fairy in the mornings or in the afternoons. On all my walks, they are with me. And I hope to be one of those people too. I want to get better at this. I'm a novice filmmaker, and I'm just trying to get out of feeling guilty for my life. I want to bring joy and peace to my world, and hopefully some to yours. I do love frugal living content, and I want to say this about stuff. I don't spend less, and I'm not a minimalist because of fear. I have had all of the money in the world and found it wanting. And I guess all the money in the world is not true, but I've had a lot. And it's a simple life with time freedom and the ability to spend time with my kids and do joyful things. I signed up for a sewing class. I like to go running with my friends. I like to dive in the ocean and go visit my fish friends. I like to create crafts at home with the kids. I like to cook. I like seeing the world, but it doesn't have to be in the most expensive places. I like meeting people that are alive. I like being active. I'm gonna go play volleyball. I'm dressed to go down to the beach in Hawaii to play volleyball on Monday afternoon. And we're gonna laugh, and I'm sure there'll be some interesting conversations, but oh man, the sun sets too. I'm gonna jump in. I'm wearing my bathing suit underneath today. Just got a new one. I'm so excited. It's not about not spending money. Frugality and a life that's simple for me is about prioritizing my time, because I don't want to spend my time cleaning stuff and throwing away stuff that's of low quality. So like I just recently bought a t-shirt and a bathing suit bottom, and both of them are very high quality, and I had a beautiful experience going shopping. I don't necessarily think shopping is terrible if you're a super minimalist and super frugal. Like, I do believe there is some room in our lives for joyful living. Sometimes I won't spend a ton of money, but when I'm getting fearful around my finances, sometimes I'll go buy something nice, a candle, a bathing suit bottom that's on sale that fits me perfectly, that's just the right color. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I do think that we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or the next decade, but it's okay if you've budgeted for it and you know how much you have, to spend a little money here and there on things like my watercolor set that I just got and I told my 9-year-old about on FaceTime, and we're so excited to get to do together. There are things that do bring me joy. There are other things that I have to declutter that I'm like, well, that was a mistake. But sometimes you don't know until after the fact, and that's also okay. I think my minimalism and frugality journey has been riddled with imperfection. And I think sometimes when I consume some content, I feel very guilty about that. And I maybe have like spent a little too much energy beating myself up for some things that I've purchased. And I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be happy, joyous, and free. And I have a very abundant, beautiful life that I'm so grateful for. So thank you for joining me today. Sorry if that was a bit of a ramble. Thank you.